Well, good day, all. Ira Epstein, and here we are with your financial market wrap-up. And this wrap-up is for Wednesday, the 12th of November, 2025. And the time, well, let's go to my trusty piece here if I can get it turned on my wrist, just after 5:15 p.m. Central Time. Now, in terms of news for tomorrow, and let's go to that first. The U.S. House of Representatives, in minutes, if not an hour or so, is due to vote on reopening the government. It's widely expected to pass. It'll go to the president, who's having a big dinner tonight with all the heads of banks, the NASDAQ, BlackRock, head of Goldman Sachs, Jamie Dimon's there. A lot of people. I wouldn't be surprised if the pen comes out and he makes a big ceremony out of signing it. Good for him. I will be taking a personal day tomorrow. So you will not see me on updates, written, or videos. I expect to be back on Friday. So that's next time you'll see me. It's my own personal day at this point. All right. Let's talk about other things in the market. You had monster rally today in the gold, up nearly $100 an ounce. I expected the market could rally to the Bollinger Band. I can't give you the reason why you rallied $100 an ounce today and why it had happened today. I haven't the slightest darn idea. What did happen on energies is OPEC threw in the towel. They finally said, you know, we do think the market's going to be well supplied. They have been saying over and over, well, they're going to produce more and more and more, and that's because the demand is so great. Now they're saying the market's going to be nicely supplied. You were down $2.50 in crude oil today. That isn't bullish the gold market typically, so I can't answer that. The U.S. dollar sort of just sitting, not doing a heck of a lot one way or the other. The Japanese yen is still hanging in here and dropping almost daily, but it's getting to the point where got to see if it can pick up momentum. Bonds and notes, things are changing a little bit. We saw today the press secretary, President Trump's press secretary, come out and say, forget getting the data that you've missed for October in terms of jobs report, all those things the government collects. Forget them. Going back and getting the data, is it correct? Is it going to be complete? They'd rather move forward from here. Well, that now is getting a lot of Fed members going, well, what do we do if the December meeting? And you're hearing now more evening up and more people saying, we really don't need to cut another time. So you've seen that December cut probability go from the 90s all the way down into the 60s at this point. And it's a good point that they're making. You need the data to show, is labor as weak as we think it is? What's inflation really doing at this point? We've been relying on third-party elements. Over time, they're not bad, but they're very volatile. ADP numbers and some of the others, Challenger Gray, I think you got to be careful. When you take a look on a weekly chart at where you're at on the S&P, well, you're up at the highs. So you're near all-time high close, very close to it. When you look at the chart, you're not as bullish on the daily chart. You still have to come through these highs right here. When I put the swing line on, you get lower highs, lower lows. So you still have that bearish pattern. The battle is the 18-day average of closes. We'll see if it falls back there and what it can do with it one way or the other. The resistance would probably be the upper Bollinger Band, which is right now going into the neighborhood of 69.55 if it gets up there. And you are in a market that it's not overbought yet, but any reading over 70 gets it overbought. So it's something to think about. Where the NASDAQ is in no man's land too. It's more bearish than anything at this point. You've got lower highs and you're trading under the 18-day average, and momentum is sideways to lower. So we have to see if the market can hold here, or is it going to give up more? The market that's the bull market has been the Dow, and it went up for a new all-time high. It stopped at the Bollinger Band. It's fighting its battle, and it's overbought. So people have asked me already, is this the Santa Claus rally? Well, as I said to you earlier in the week and last week, the cycles got shifted to the right. So what we were expecting in terms of weakness in August and September, and when you take a look, you can see it ended up more in the October timeframe, and from there, you're shifting back up. Do I think we're going back down here now? No, not before the end of the year. So yeah, I think you got a real good chance for that Santa Claus rally. It's only November 12th. We need more data, but I think you have a good chance for it. In the Russell, this still is the weakest in my viewpoint of what the markets look like because it can't get over the 18-day average of closes. While others fall back to it, this can't get up and over it. Prove it can get there and over it, and I'll get friendly again. In the DAX, be a little cautious now. You've had this vertical price rise. You've got some gaps in the charts that are right here. Gaps often get filled. So we'll see if the market's going to try to come back and fill them. If it wants to go up and finish off at the upper band, fine. It's overbought. It doesn't have to. I'd be a bit cautious. Then, as I've said, without knowing if the Fed is going to get any government data on time, why do they need to make another rate cut? Is the economy doing poorly? No. The measurement that some members will you look at, the stock market, is it doing poorly? It's not. Have interest rates run dramatically higher? They have not. I don't know. Sometimes you're better off leaving things alone. And that will be the battle that we hear with different Fed members right now. In the 2-year note, you're fighting at the 100-day average, trying to figure out what to do with it. You've stayed with the downside bias because you're under the 18-day average, but you refuse to get away so far from here. You're oversold. You don't get a nice-looking chart. You don't have to do anything with them. In the dollar, the big battle maintains itself right where it's been. This 200-day average has been the key. The market got up slightly over it for 72 hours and came right back. Is it going to go back to the 18-day average? Is it going to gather the strength to pick up and run back to the Bollinger Band? Momentum is down. Bias is up. The trend is down on the swing line. It's just confusion. In the eurocurrency, it's the flip-flop of that. Is the euro ready to lift itself up? It's right fighting at the 18-day average. Can't seem to get over it and stay over it to get an uptrend going. The swing line is up, the bias is up, and momentum is up. So if I had to give you which one looks better, this chart looks better in a bullish term. The Japanese yen has the bearish embedded reading. Can it get down to the lower Bollinger Band is the big question. It's only 20 points from here. Maybe it can get that done. Then we get over to Bitcoin, which it can look all at once at gold, and it's got to be going, I thought we were going to be one of those markets that people run to in the times of uncertainty. No, that's not it. What about inflation? Doesn't seem to be it either. I don't know what's going on here. But this chart is not acting good. It keeps having a problem at the 18-day average, but it is oversold. I don't think people are deploying new money on the short side. We then get over to the crude, and as I said, once you saw OPEC finally join in with what we've heard other energy agencies saying, this market is well supplied. I didn't say oversupplied, I said it's well supplied. It would be oversupplied if OPEC hit its quota numbers, but so far they haven't hit it according to OPEC. And the market took a beating on that today. You're oversold on both markets, WTI and the Brent. Gasoline, heating oil, everything today got hit pretty good. But natural gas, which is holding up here, the best of the whole group. Well, what's the market we're trying to export? Really big, natural gas. So you're looking at a lot of that because of foreign deals going on and so on. So you put it all together, you try to come up with a game plan. And unfortunately, I won't be there tomorrow. It's rare that I take off time unless I'm ill. This was pre-planned for my day tomorrow. Go to IraEpstein.com research. That's where I'll put the videos, everything that I write and so on. I admit tomorrow there won't be anything. You know it ahead of time. My written update tonight will explain that to my subscribers as well. And I'll see you all ideally on Friday. You have yourself a great evening. Hope you enjoy the other videos, and I'll catch up with you over the weekend at the least. Take care.